So, just had to have my first encounter with a police officer over here at Walmart. Fucking cop comes up to me. Actually, well, one good thing and bad things happen all together. So, cop comes up, sheriff driving by. Two ladies drove by the first time. They gave me $20 each, and they were real nice. I didn't ask for nothing. They just came up and was like, "Hey, can we bless you?" And I was like, "I can't turn down no one's blessing." And then they were like, "Well, Merry Happy Early Christmas," and they gave me $20 each. That was $40 right there, and shit, that was a blessing because I usually don't get nothing because I don't ask for stuff like that. I'm not one of those people to go out there asking for stuff. So I was like, damn, that really helped out. That was laundry money right there. I was broke. And then afterwards, now all of a sudden at nighttime, sheriff comes over here. He was actually, I gotta say, those protests and shit you guys are doing out there is really helpful because sheriff comes up and he's like, "Hey, I've seen you around a lot, or I've seen your van here a lot." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm not usually here. I'm usually out doing things or back and forth and trying to get things done." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, well, how many dogs you got?" "I got one." And he's like, "One?" And I said, "I got three." And then I forgot the small one. And he's like, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Well, how many dogs you got right here?" He's like, they're all German Shepherds?" I'm like, "Nah." And I said, "One is German Shepherd, two is Pit Bulls." He's like, "Oh, shit, all big dogs?" And I'm like, "Nah, one's a big dog, two small dogs, and then there's a little tiny one." And he's like, well, what's your last name? I gotta run your last name." I said, "Oh, come on, man." I said, "We were just talking like gentlemen. Me and you were just talking like gentlemen, having a little conversation." I said, "Be safe and everything. And then you gotta run my name afterwards, right?" And I said, "Come on, man. We ain't gotta do things like this." Yeah, look, he's at the light, actually. But I said, "Come on, man. We ain't gotta do things like this." And he's like, "What? I gotta run your name. I gotta do my job." And like, "Nah, that's not your job, bro. I wasn't breaking the law or anything." He said, yeah, no, I just gotta run your last name. I gotta know who I talk to." And like, "Nah, what's your last name?" And he told me his last name. I'm like, "Cool, nice to meet you, dog." He's like, "Well, what's your last name, man? Don't worry about it, man." I'm like, "Come on now. We ain't gotta do it this way." He's like, "All right, man. You know what? You ain't breaking the law. I'm gonna let you go." "Thank you." Like, all right, I don't have to. All right, you by law, you don't have to give me your last name. "Thank you." That's what I was trying to say, bro. Like, I mean, if you catch me doing something wrong, and then I'll give you my last name, fucking voluntarily. But you didn't catch me doing nothing wrong. You just rolled up on me. I'm like talking about have a good night, and like you ask me a question, I answer you, and then all of a sudden it turns into what's your last name and trying to arrest me and stuff. So he said, "Oh yeah, okay. Well, when I catch you doing something wrong, and then I'll ask you." Like, "All right, cool, thank you. That's all I ask." And like, "Man, be safe, all right, bye." That's the thing that these cops don't get. If you approach us like that and you don't try to take us to jail or try to get our last name and try to run us just for saying have a good night or some shit like that, and then, it ain't gonna be as bad. But, they bring down sometimes the repercussions on themselves, and they wonder why people act up with them. Like, show us some respect as a civilization, as a people that you serve. Show us some respect. Like, you don't need to know my name just for saying have a good night. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever y'all is doing, protesting out there, whatever you're doing, good job, because it's starting to make a little bit of a difference. You could tell. I mean, everybody still kind of hating on each other out here in Cali, but I mean, it's Cali, so what do you expect? But I mean, some of the people are starting to be nicer, and then it's not really about Cali. It's about the police. Police is starting to treat us right, and not beat the shit out of us or fucking take us to jail for some bullshit, or run our name just for saying have a good night or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So whatever you guys doing is working. Thank you.